欢迎来到赛后采访，我是主持人 Reirachu。然后今天当然要恭喜 CFO 战队赢下今天本场的比赛。Hey guys, welcome to the post-match interview. I'm Reirachu. Here with me today is none other than CFO's top laner Rest. Rest, can you introduce yourself? 那今天来到我们的赛后采访，当然是 CFO 的杀戮选手 Rest， 可以跟大家打个招呼吗？
大家好，我是 CFO 的山路。
So congrats, of course, on getting the 3-0 today, as well as the Game 2 MVP. During the regular season, CFO went 1-1 versus J-Team. So I wanted to ask, were you guys expecting to 3-0 them today? 那当然要恭喜你们，就今天以3-0的好成绩，战胜了台北 J 战队，以及自己也拿下了那第2把的 MVP。那想问的就是常规赛的时候，你们碰到台北 J 战队，你们的战绩是1-1，有没有想到今天的话就会是3-0呢？
没有想到今天会3-0，那么快就下班了。原本以为会2-2之类的，所以运气特别好。
2-2，然后最后那一把呢？
最后一把吗？
没有，你刚才是说你本来是预测会2-2，然后
原本以为会2-2，就看谁3-2。
So he said that, of course, they weren't expecting to 3-0 either. He said that today the series went by really quickly, and he wasn't expecting that they could knock off work this fast. Before today's series, they thought that they were probably going to have to play a full best of 5, or it would probably go like 2-2, and then see which team wins out in the end. My next question I want to ask is, so what do you think was the reason that allowed you guys to get this 3-0 today? Do you think it's maybe that the team's scrim performance lately has been very good, or any other reason? 那接下来想问就是你个人会觉得今天能够3-0会是什么原因呢？可能是因为最近团练状态非常好，还是怎样？可以说一下吗？
团练状态其实蛮惨的，昨天才刚被那个6-0，然后可能就比赛的时候中野差距嘛，我们中野比较强，对。就是中野玩的比较好。
So he said that actually their scrim performance lately has been pretty terrible. He said that it was only yesterday where they got 0-6 in yesterday's scrims, but he thinks that the reason why they're able to win today was mostly that it came down to their mid and jungle synergy. He thinks that their mid jungle played a lot better than J-Team's mid jungle, and that was what allowed the games today to be easier for them. So the next question I want to ask is about game number 1, the very last team fight, which was when J-Team kind of were trying to go for that Hail Mary last Baron fight. They're trying to go for that Baron steal, but in the end, of course, it was your teammate Gemini that managed to steal the Baron. I want to ask what the call at that point in time was, and also what was the plan for your team who is going late into the Baron pit? Was it just one line, which was just believe in Gemini? So 接下来问题就是关于第一场最后的那一波，就是台北这一战队那时候是想拿巴龙来翻盘，然后之后却被你的队友就哪个抢到了，想问就是那时候的 call 会是怎样的呢？你们当时的计划会是什么？是不是只有一句相信哪个？
其实没有访问，我不知道他有偷到龙。说真的，我那时候没有专注在龙上面，我那时候自己在玩游戏。所以就没什么看了。
可是所以你们的计划是什么呢？你进去之前，
感觉跟上路没有关。我那时候也没有在里面，我就不知道他们在讲什么。
So he said that honestly he wasn't even aware that Gemini managed to steal the Baron in that very last team fight. He says that what happened at that point of time didn't really have anything to do with him, so he wasn't really like paying attention too much to the calls of the team, and he wasn't really there in that last fight. The next question that I want to ask is about the Caster on Duty episode, because you mentioned something really interesting interesting when you were being interviewed, which was that you have a bit of a bad habit in terms of BMing, and it's actually a habit that you're trying to get rid of. However, in today's series, we kind of saw a couple of those habits creep back in. We saw you like stutter stepping on the screen. You were also using your Gnar alt to just get rid of the minions in lane, and you kept like emoting as well. So I wanted to ask about that. Can you tell us a bit more about that? 接下来的问题就是之前就是在卡斯特军人物曾经你有提到说就是自己有个坏习惯，然后想改的那个坏习惯就是关于你的BM 的行为，可是呢，看了今天的这比赛之后，就是看到了你用你空翻大绝来清兵啦、抖动之类的，也有在亮表情，就是想问你能不能解释一下吗？是不是今天的比赛就是有格外的兴奋，还是什么原因呢？
哦，那个纳尔空翻，那个冷却是很快的，可能聊天是看不懂，那个冷却都很快的。第二次变大的时候冷却就好了，所以那个不是故意的。哦，
表情呢？
表情就感觉顺风就按了，然后他们后续也没管我，
So he says that about the Gnar alt and using the Gnar alt on the minion wave. He said that what he thinks that the audience don't quite understand is that the cooldown on Gnar alt is actually very short. So he doesn't think that it's a big problem at all to, when it's off CD, to just use your ultimate on the minion wave. He thinks that it's pretty reasonable. As to the emotes, he says, it's just like he felt like it, and so he emoted, and no one really said anything, or no one really had a reaction to that when he did that. So he just kept doing that. The next question I want to ask, do you have any recommendations, or which is your favorite emote to use to BM? Because a lot of people seem to like, the bee, the penguin, stuff like that. What is your personal favorite? 那当然想问，就是你个人最喜欢用哪一个 BM 的表情呢？可以推荐一下吗？
推荐就是这个，这个也可以。
看情况是不是？
对对，看情况。
So he said that his personal favorite is the thumbs down. And depending on the situation, he thinks that the thumbs up is actually also a very good one to use to BM, depending on what's happening. My next question is because, of course, Rest, before you joined the CFO squad, you were on JT for 5 years. So I wanted to ask, going into today's series versus JT, did that allow you to kind of know, to understand better how JT play, and also like did it make you want to win against them even more? 那接下来问题就是Red 选手就是加入 CFO 之前，你其实前5年也都是 JT 的选手，想问就是今天对上前战队会不会更了解他们的体系吗？还是说也会让你更想获胜呢？
他们的体系感觉跟我之前带的时候还是不太一样，主要是他们中野换的人哦，不然其实感觉不会差太多。
那对上他们会不会更想赢呢？
打他们肯定想赢，我是突然被开除的。
So he said that in terms of understanding J Team, he doesn't think that it really gave him that edge because JT also switched out their core, which was their mid as well as their jungler. So right now their playstyle is a bit different from how they played last year. And he thinks that, of course, he did want to win versus JT all that much more because he was saying that he suddenly got kicked from the team. And so now he's playing versus them again. He definitely wanted to win today. And so I want to ask also, because today you're facing off versus Driver, who you knew back from your time on JT because he was your sub top laner last year. How do you think today's top lane matchup went? 那 Driver 也是就是以前你在 JT 的时候的候补，想问就是对今天的对决有什么感受呢？
我觉得 Driver 也算 PCS 前4的上路，我觉得他们是玩的蛮好的，就主要还是队友比较强啊。
So he had good things to say about Driver. He said that he actually thinks that Driver is one of the top 4 top laners within the PCS, and he thinks that Driver actually did pretty well today. He thinks that the difference came down to the rest of the teammates. So he thinks that the rest of CFO was stronger than the rest of JT today. 那其他的3位选手会是谁呢？你是 Driver 是前次，那其他的3位呢？
其他的我不知道。
你自己
火龙第1名。
火龙第1，然后你呢？你第几？
我第5。第2是 Licky， 第2 Licky。
第3？
第3小亮。
好谦虚。So he said that because he thinks that Driver is within the top 4 of the PCS top laners, he thinks that if you were to rate the top laners in PCS right now, he said that first would go to Hanabi, second would go to Ligi, third would go to Liang, and 4th would be Driver. And then he said that personally he thinks that he would be in 5th if you were going to rank the PCS top laners. 那最后一个问题就是对于明天 PSG 跟 DCG 的对战，你认为2队当中谁会赢？还有就下周的话，你比较会想对上谁呢？
我觉得 DCG 会赢吧，因为我是他们粉丝哦，他们队友都是我认识的人。下周也比较喜欢对到他们，对。
合理。So he said that he thinks that between PSG and DCG, he actually thinks that DCG will win. He says that it's because he believes in them. He's also a fan of the team, and he also is friends with the team. So that's why he wants to be able to play versus them again next week. All right, thank you so much, Russ, for the interview. Of course, good luck for the rest of playoffs. 好的，那非常感谢 Russ 选手接受今天的赛后采访，祝 CFO 下周加油！ We are family。 好的，那马上就把画面丢回去主播台咯，拜拜。